Hi, it's Lau again. I want to talk about something. I've been getting a lot of emails and actually people who come to see me as clients or students. Something they've been asking about. What to do with the tragedies that are happening in the world. First, to those people whose heart's hurting, you have my blessings, you have my condolences, you have my true heartfelt apologies. What I'm going to talk about in this video, I promise, will make sense, but probably not in the beginning, because I'm not going to speak in a way that most people would think of as a way to look at things. Violence in the world, violence in the form of mass shootings or any other type of classical violence is not something that is new to our species. I'm not condoning it, I'm not excusing it, and when people say things like, we have to stop this, they have no interest in stopping it. They have no interest in getting to the root of it, because to stop something is to do something else. But the cycle of violence doesn't begin with people giving thoughts and prayers or people giving resolution, we're going to stop this, we're going to march in it. You're just as you need warm waters and cold stratosphere to make a hurricane possible, you need the polarity. When one group is violent and the other one is going to oppose that violence, you just made a perfect storm for more. What is the answer? The answer is something each one of us has under our control. But the question is, do you want to control it? Will you even acknowledge and look at it? Where does violence begin? It begins in the only place everything begins, right in here. Not in here. It begins in here. When we are at peace, our world is at peace. When we are at war, the world is at war. Everything in the world is simply a reflection of our inner peace. When I was a boy, I would, be a normal kid. I would make things messy or whatever. My master would say, clean up. He would give me a broom, sweep. He would give me a cloth, dust. He would give me a brush and scrub. And I always thought, it's not really okay for you to use a child for slave labor like this. And he always say, you have no understanding of how the world works, which is why you're the boy and I'm your teacher. I'm not asking you to do anything for me. I'm asking you to take care of yourself. And I said, I don't want to clean the temple. I don't want to clean my stuff. And he says, that's why your life is a mess. Because your external world is simply a reflection of your internal state. The world we live in, for some people, they're completely happy. For other people, they're afraid at every moment. For some people, their heart is constantly in pain. But it doesn't matter what's on the news. Even if every gun in this country were gone, and this isn't a gun issue, but even if every gun were gone, nothing would change. Do you know why? Because the people who are in pain are going to be in pain. The people who are hurting are going to be hurting. The people who are lost are going to be lost. And what always happens at the beginning of any conflict is, instead of turning this activism inwards. They try to change the world outside. I can't control the way I feel. I will control what you do. Because what you do makes me feel a certain way. No, it doesn't. But people absolutely, adamantly refuse to take personal ownership of their own feelings, beliefs, and actions. And if I can't control the way I feel, well, you can't do it because I can't feel this way. Well, then work on how you feel. I can't. Conflict has begun. The human existence includes every emotion. The human existence, it contains everything. Someone said to me, so you're saying there's no evil? You can use that word. There are completely atrocious acts, no doubt. I deny nothing. But I know that those are acts committed by people who aren't well-adjusted paragons of happiness and moral turpitude. They're people who are themselves hurt and hurting. And too many times we see in these incidents this subhuman idiot, this less than a man, this animal, this beast. Yeah, that's going to fix it. I'm not saying we should go, play the violin for them either. But the people who pass the judgment are people who don't even understand themselves, and so there's no way they can connect. But the violence they do upon the person who's violent is just as violent. If you spank a child and say, "Now, don't hit," that's insane. You want your world to be at peace, you must make peace with your world. Humans are what they are. You cannot escape that. But you yourself are a human. Ergo, you have to make peace with those parts of yourself. What would happen, and I'm going to give you a bit of a technique, a bit of a cultivation to think about. What would happen if you looked at every person in your life, whether you're close to them or not, whether you know them or not, as simply a fragment of your own psyche, your own self, right? This is the fundamental unity of all things, that every person is really, it's you. What if, instead of condemning, judging, punishing, some people are extremely broken and they need restraint and all. I'm not excusing, I'm not pleading for anarchy. Save your righteous indignation of my lack of apathy, my apathy and antipathy towards this. I don't have it. But there's war and disease every day somewhere. And yet most people walk around, as long as they don't know about it, it's fine. But teenage girls can have bulimia and have these magazines who tell what a girl should be, and therefore I'm not that, therefore I'm not good, and so I have bulimia. Teenage boys are being told it's not okay to be a teenage boy, and they're being castigated or emasculated. Everybody's trying to control the mass, the group, so that it fits their image, instead of letting everybody have their own journey and realizing you're one person on your own journey all by yourself. And everybody's having their own journey, and all together it's one big journey, but many facets. When you look at them as all parts of you, and just as you would never want someone to impede on your journey, if you could afford that, if you could offer that, if you could give that, if you could look at someone and use the holy name, I am that, I am that, I am. If you could say to yourself, this is not apart from me, this person in front of me, I have enmity with them. So what's my issue? It's not what their issue is, because you can't do anything about theirs. You only go crazy. What can I do with those feelings that are inside of me? personal responsibility, ownership of our own state of affairs, our own inner state. This is our responsibility. Seeing that there is no other, there is only now. Seeing that there is no over there, there's only here. Seeing that all things are returning to their source. I won't go into too much on karma and all of these things, but I will say this. If you want peace in the world, stop marching. Stop protesting. Start sitting with yourself. Come to understand your own nature. Then you'll have a glimpse into what really needs to be done. And you'll see, when you're clear, when you're still, that you are just as much a part of this as everything else. We're not talking about blame, we're not talking about culpability, we're talking about everyone feeds into the social construct. It's just mass hallucination everybody's agreeing to, but you don't have to buy into it. Allowing yourself to sit, allowing yourself to see each person and say, that's just a part of me I don't know yet. That's a part of me that I would need to understand. If you can do that, watch how your world changes. Start with the people that you're closest to. But even the people you haven't met, when you see that person coming, what am I getting up to? What am I up to now? Who am I? What is that all about? And having that honest sincerity, watch how you start changing the world around you. Teresa of Calcutta was very much in this vein. Learn her life story. See all things as part of yourself, and you'll start seeing peace in the world. It'll be like magic. Okay? If you have any questions, you can always leave comments. You can hit like or share, or you can always email me offline at lao@4dragonschool.com. As always, we'll talk to you next time.